As I've been making things for the internet, as time goes on, my tolerance for bullshit gets smaller and smaller, which is why for the most part, I keep moving myself away from reviewing products, and more so I'm trying to teach you guys things about the stuff that you already have or can get quite cheaply to learn instead of buying crap. And one of the main reasons is, in all of my experience, and I've been doing this for a while, I transitioned my main channel over to more video essays and information education type crap. But I started doing reviews. I started out doing lens reviews and camera reviews and stuff like that. I would get sent gear. I would even get paid to talk about gear. I know what it's like to end up working with a lot of your dream brands too. You know, I've worked with Apple, I've worked with Sony, I've worked with Panasonic, I've worked with Nikon, I've worked with all of these companies, Fuji. I know what it's like to deal with these companies, and I know what they want. And I'm gonna generalize here, and it's gonna ruffle some feathers, but if you want the free shit, or if you wanna get paid, you have to be positive about all of these products. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think these companies are marketing. That's all they're doing. So if you want to be an extension of the marketing campaign for a new product, by all means, go nuts. But if you actually want to have a spine these days, and if you want to have an opinion that is truthful and honest, it is quite difficult to work with these companies while also trying to be authentic and honest. And it's much more important to me to be the person who I am rather than trying to become some version of the extension of the marketing campaign for a new lens or a new camera or a new computer. And I'm blessed. I'm happy that I've been able to, work with Apple and work with Sony and Panasonic and Nikon, all these companies, Fuji, whatever. And for the most part, they've been pretty good at me pushing the boundaries of what I want to say about whatever it is that they made. But the real diehard ones, the ones that are like really working with these companies over and over again, I know for a fact they're just gassing them up. That's all it is. It's just pure gassing up in many more ways than one. It's not only just gassing them up saying they're the best thing ever. It's full gear acquisition syndrome too. Whatever the new thing is, that's the best new fucking thing. And I truly do not believe there is such a thing as an unbiased review anymore. I don't care if you say, I have this disclaimer that, I'm working with them, but there's no money exchanged hands. It's all horseshit. If you are moving units for that company with your review, you are technically an employee to them, in my opinion. And if you want to keep going on the trips, if you want to get sent to Japan, if you want to do all this stuff, you better be in their good graces. You better be saying the good shit. And it's really unfortunate to me that like every person starting out on YouTube now, or anybody that gets into the whole gear space of YouTube, just wants free stuff. They want the new lenses, they want the new cameras, they want all this fun stuff to play with, gimbals, 360 cameras, whatever. They want all this shit to play with, but they don't realize that if you want to keep playing that game, to play that game, you really have to play that game. And that game sucks, in my opinion. I don't want to play that game anymore. I don't want to pretend that this new thing, this new lens, this anamorphic, this bullshit, that. I legitimately do not care about like 99% of the shit that's coming out now. And that might hurt this channel that's a little bit more like gear focused and, product focused, but I don't give a shit because ultimately I never want to be at the mercy of whatever the new thing is. I want you to just care about what I have to say no matter what it is. And that's very difficult for a creator to get to that point. I'm not even entirely at that point. Fundamentally, I think these platforms are all about personality, and the people that will have longevity, the folks that will be around for years to come as the hypes and trends and all this crap shit changes, the only ones that will stick around are the ones that have something to say. It has nothing to do with what you're able to buy or what you get sent for free or what you're sponsored for. If you have the new gimbal when it first came out, bullshit. Who are you? What is your point of view? And if that puts you in the bad graces of some brands out there, who gives a shit? You don't need them, and you shouldn't need them. And it should get to a point that no matter what you do, they still want to work with you because you have pull, and you are going to have something to say that has meaning and merit, and it's regardless of it being positive or not. They have to take notice of what you have to say. I keep seeing more and more companies and brands now asking more and more from us as creators to just promote whatever it is that they're making. It's not necessarily about what the true opinion is anymore. It's all just commercial crap. And frankly, I have no interest in being a part of that anymore. I don't have any interest in it at all. I find it so discouraging that most of everything we have to teach online when it comes to filmmaking and computers and all this stuff always has to be tied to whatever the new thing is, whatever the latest and greatest piece of technology in any market or sector. It has to be the new thing. And truthfully, that's just not interesting to me. If anything, old stuff that we've had access to for the last 15 years, if not longer, is far more interesting to me than whatever the new lens is or the new camera. It's all fucking good now. All this shit is good. When you have such a level playing field now and the democratization of gear and equipment and technology, I think it's now more important to get nitpicky. Let's start looking at shit and saying, you know what? This actually does suck. This aspect of this thing is not great. And that will help you make much better informed decisions about what in this sea of greatness is truly great. I think that new Blackmagic Pixis camera is a really great example where if you want to work with Blackmagic, you want to get that camera for free in June or whenever the hell that thing's gonna come out, yeah, you're gonna gas the hell out of it and say it's God's gift to fucking cinema cameras. But if you have half a brain, there's a lot of things about that camera that fucking sucks. And why can't we talk about that? Why can't we say these things aren't great? But no, everybody wants to be in the good graces of fucking every goddamn brand and company out there, so they get the free stupid thing so that they're the first to have the video out about it. And who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? I just want more people on the internet being themselves, saying whatever they want to say, and removing the filter. Just remove that bullshit filter. It's so fucking tiresome to see people just shilling and not being themselves and talking in a way that no fucking human being talks. And it's really frustrating if you know how to play that game, because I know how to play that game. I know how to be that person, and I've been that person, and I've gained success from being that type of person. But I think to do that and also be happy and sane as a human being, you have to have some self-awareness. And a lot of people on the internet are completely lacking in self-awareness, and the audience can see right through it these days. I think, and this is the positive part of this video, I do think a lot of us and a lot of you are starting to see through the veil of bullshit, and you're looking past all these guys out there that are just fucking gassing up bullshit, and you're starting to see the ones that actually have something to say and are being honest and truthful and actually know what the fuck they're talking about. We just need less creators constantly talking about products, and we just need creators to start making shit with whatever's out there. Old stuff, new stuff, it doesn't matter. Make the thing that you're making the most important thing, not the thing that made the thing the most important thing. That's a lot of fucking things. Yeah, I don't know if this any of this made any sense, but it's just what's on my mind right now. And it seems like a lot of people were talking about just working with fucking camera companies and all this bullshit, and that's my take on it. So yeah, if you have any thoughts about this of your own, you probably make a video, or you can just leave a comment that I probably won't read. But otherwise, yeah, that's it for me. See ya.